Madam Speaker, in 6 days, the Highway Trust Fund expires. So what is Congress spending its time doing today? Of course, debating a bill that will limit a woman's access to a safe and legal medical procedure and place politicians in a place they should never be, between a woman and her doctor. Ask your mother, your sister, your daughter, your wife, or your neighbor, and she will tell you, women don't need politicians' interference when making their own health care decisions. Yet here we are again today, debating a bill that does just that. Now, everybody remembers this bill was pulled from the floor in because it was so extreme. But today, the bill that's up on the floor is even worse than the bill that they pulled in January. H.R. 36 is particularly harmful to victims of rape and incest. Women who have had unbelievable trauma would be effectively forced to get permission before they could seek medical treatment that they need to regain some control over their bodies, their health, and their safety. They would have to jump through complex and punitive legal hoops to get before they could have the procedure that they need. So therefore, somebody who's been victimized once would end up being victimized again by our government. Now, let's be clear. The new provisions in this law include a number of burdensome requirements on rape and incest victims. First, there's a waiting period of 48 hours for an adult rape survivor. Second, there's a requirement that a minor who's a victim of rape or incest after 20 weeks give written proof that she reported the crime to law enforcement or a government agency. A minor who's a victim of incest has to do this. There's language that specifies that the counseling or medical treatment described above may not be from a health center that provides abortion services. So let's say she goes to her doctor, she gets counseling, but someone else in that medical practice provides abortion. She's out of luck. If she doesn't thread that needle, too bad, she can't get it. Now, perhaps the most outrageous thing about this bill, though, is the fundamental disrespect that it shows for women. It assumes that women will just wake up in this country after 20 weeks of pregnancy, decide to have an abortion, and then lie about being a victim of rape or incest. That view is just wrong, and it's offensive to women. Oh, and by the way, as Ms. Slaughter mentioned, this bill is patently unconstitutional, and even if it didn't get vetoed by the President, it would be struck down by the Supreme Court. So I suggest that we vote no now, and that we respect women's ability to make their own health and their own decisions. I yield back.
Gentlewoman yields back.